Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Em and today I'm going to be doing an autumn themed sketch page, and I'm just gonna take you through this perfect day that I was having. I had a little candle lit with some nice fall scents, and I didn't have much to draw with because I was in the middle of moving, so I have my pencil case here. Those are some pins made by my sister, who is a glass artist. She also made me that little raspberry keychain. Yeah, because she loves me. And so I have these Derwent pencils, and I got them when I went to visit my grandpa a little while back from this little art store in the town that he lives. And I got also this pencil that was made in Korea, and it's really cool. I really have been liking using it. And this is how I sharpen it, just on the side of my sharpener there. And so with these Derwent pencils, I hadn't used them really at all yet, and so I really wanted to check them out. They also are a really nice like fall kind of color palette, I thought. And I got also these two Faber-Castell pencils, which are a little bit higher saturation. I thought they would do well together. So this was pretty much all I had left that wasn't packed into boxes besides my markers. I thought maybe I would use those pens, but I didn't end up using them. So I was excited to try, and then I was using my Royal Talens sketchbook, which I drew a couple little sketches in just to get started, to see kind of where I wanted to go, and just like little witchy kind of fall sort of items. That's where I was going with this sketch page, is what I'm trying to say. And then I figured I better swatch out all of the colors so that I could see what they look like and just get a feel for the pencils as well. They're pretty soft and a lot like other Derwent pencils, and they're very dusty, I would say, so I had to be careful of that. And then I just wanted to see if they would erase, so I took my mechanical eraser, and they erased super well. The reason for originally purchasing these, see, that's me trying to give a thumbs up to the camera, that's really low down to the table. The reason for purchasing these pencils originally was that they, one, sell individuals, and I wanted to get an erasable alternative, color pencil alternative to the Prismacolor Color Erase pencils, and these are a very good alternative. They have a good price point. I can't exactly remember what it was, but it was pretty good for individual colors. And if they sell them at that store in my grandpa's town, which by the way is just Barrie, Ontario, it's not really a town, it's kind of like a bigger city nowadays, and it's outside of Toronto. It's about like 5.5 hours away from where I live, but I like to visit my grandpa a lot because I love my grandpa just so much. And my grandpa's also an artist, just so you know. One day, actually next week, I'm going to do a sketchbook tour, and I'll show you a sculpture he did. So anyways, I didn't really know what I wanted to sketch, but I'm just going to take you quickly through the sketching process of doing this page because I thought it was kind of fun and I liked how it looked in the pink, and I would like that to be remembered and noted by you and me, okay? So I knew I wanted to do the creepy, long, snaky dragon thing. I was really jazzed about that. That's kind of like what made me want to do this whole page, was just the dragon. And I also wanted to do a little angry gnome on a tree stump. So as long as I had those two things, I was happy. And then I didn't really know where to go after. I was like, okay, I guess I'll do a cauldron like I had sketched out on the previous page. So I thought, okay, let's do that. That'll be kind of fun to do with the color pencils, to do, you know, like a round object like that. I really like drawing cauldrons. I don't know what it is. And spoiler alert, the smoke or whatever coming out of this cauldron looks sick at the end, in my personal opinion, okay? And it may be biased, but that's just how it goes if you're coming to this channel, okay? So I did this pumpkin and a little, like, potion bottle thing. I just really wanted to, I didn't know how it was going to go. There's the swatches I had to redo on the other side with writing the colors as well on it. That's kind of something to note. Oh, it was such a fallish day. It was so cloudy and blustery outside. And so here's the whole sketch. Anyways, back to it. Here's the whole sketch. I did the swatches on the other page because it's really good to have that with the names of the colors to start, because especially if you're using a new thing like these color pencils, which I didn't really know the colors very well, and I realized, yeah, you gotta swatch that out and put the names so that I can go back and forth between the colors really easily, and I don't have to keep guessing at what they were. It makes things go a lot faster, trust me. So I thought, let me start with the pumpkin because pumpkins are easiest for me, and I just wanted to like start with the easiest one so I don't mess anything up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, wait. I know exactly what I'm going to look at. My print from last year, my October print that I worked so hard on, which there's tons of pumpkins in, and I was thinking about these pumpkins and I was like, this is the style that I want to do this page in, this kind of sketching style. So I wanted to make sure, and there's even a cauldron in that one as well. So I was like, let me look back at these pumpkins and see how I did them so that I can kind of copy myself. And I just love that print so much. And it's, guess what? Available now on my website, right on the home page. Sorry for the self promo. There's also sweaters there too, just so you know, with fun pumpkin characters and stuff on them that I just kind of fixed up my whole website this week. So yeah, I hope you like it. Anyways, yeah, as I was doing this pumpkin, I realized these are really dusty kind of colors. That's not necessarily a bad thing because they came out super nice, and I love the texture that the colors made, the pencils. So not a bad thing, just something to work with. I really like the erasability. You can see that I was able to, with my really tiny mechanical eraser, get some nice highlights on the top there. So I was jazzed. But when they're really dusty like that, and if you swipe the page as much as I do, it's just a habit that I do where I wipe off the paper, especially from, see, I just did it just there. I do it all the time, and now that you've noticed it, I probably shouldn't have said anything because it's going to get kind of annoying, or at least I annoy myself with it, because it's like that the page got so like dirty, and I had to go back and like erase in between the drawings and stuff to make sure that it was looking nice at the end. It's not really something I can avoid because I just do it out of habit, and I was erasing to get the effects of the shine on stuff, but also when the pencils are that dusty, there's just lots of little bits on the page, and it's better to get rid of them than to leave them on and let them get wiped in by my hand worse. And I used to have like this brush, I used to use a makeup brush and just swipe it off, but I have since lost that makeup brush, so hopefully it reemerges when I finally do pull everything back out of the boxes. Anyways, I did that stupid mushroom, and the mushroom is my least favorite thing, but again, I was starting with what I thought was the easiest ones and the kind of smaller things before I moved into doing like the cauldron, the gnome, and the dragon, because those were my big items. I got a little bit more brave starting to do this hat because I really liked the shape of the hat. I was like, let me get down to it now. Oh yeah, and this reminded me of the sorting hat, so I made it like brown and leathery looking. What movie, I'm trying to think, was I watching when I was making this? It was definitely a scary one, and it was something very fun. It could have been Hell House LLC. Has anybody watched that? It's a little Amazon classic, or at least in Canada it's on Amazon, and it's kind of dumb. My sister was like, this is so stupid, I'm not even watching the first 3 minutes of it, but it was pretty, like, people on TikTok said it was pretty good, so I tried to watch it, and it was actually really, to me, it was scary, because it was like jump scare. I don't know, whatever. What else can I tell you about my life this week? The day that I drew this, it was so blustery and windy and stormy outside, and that is just my most favorite kind of weather. And here, yeah, I decided to take one of the plastic things for marker sheet that you put under the page. I put that on because I was like, okay, we gotta do something here because stuff started to get pretty dirty. Ooh, look at my muscles there. Sorry. I'm working on the cauldron now, and I decided to do a layer of blue on just below, and I really don't love blue too much, but I thought I'm gonna just keep on layering. I was getting really confident with the colors at this point because I felt that the hat turned out really well, and I was like, oh yeah, if I just do them slowly and layer it up as I always do, but for some reason forget when I start every drawing, it's all gonna be fine. And I should say, like, the colors mostly are I know that I said that they're low saturated, but there's not too much of a range. Like, there wasn't really a red. It was more of like there was like a terracotta and like which is kind of like a burnt orange kind of color. That was sort of as close to red as I really got. And then there was like a purpley color, so I had to get creative and kind of layer them. I think it was a really good exercise, or really, really good for me. I learned a lot, and it was not only fun, but very educational. So, this is my long point pencil sharpener. You have to use both sides. There's two pencil sharpeners in it. One kind of makes it longer, and then one makes the long end sharp. I love it so much. Oh yeah, and then I did this little mandrake root baby. I was really just trying to fill the space, so I just started drawing this little baby, but I really like how they ended up turning out. I think it looks so cute, and it was reminding me, this whole thing was just like really reminding me of like a witchy kind of thing, reminding me of Harry Potter, and it made me happy for fall. And spoiler alert, just so you know, the dragon turned out really good at the end, and I'm very, very proud of it. And I know this is a bit of a longer video. Normally I do my videos about 14 minutes long, not on purpose, that's just how long they end up being. I don't really know why, but some people were expressing a certain want to hear me talk for longer. I don't really know why, so I'm sort of going full stream of consciousness once again, and I did like a 20-minute, just about, I think it's 20-minute video, and so we're coming around to the 10 minutes. I'm kind of running out of things to say. Besides just, you know, can't wait for fall, loved this, had so much fun. Oh, next week I'm going to do a sketchbook tour. I was going to do an illustration of a Bigfoot or Mothman, and I'm still going to be working on that, but it's taking a little bit longer, and I figured while I was unpacking all the boxes from moving that I found like a bunch of my sketchbooks, and everybody was asking for a sketchbook tour, so get ready for the most unhinged sketchbook tour ever, because I probably drawn just half. Like, it takes a long, look at what's wrong with me there. I'm always dropping stuff like that. And I heard that's a thing with your brain. That's wrong with your brain. If you drop things like that, it's constantly happening to me. Anyways, I thought that as I was pulling out all of these sketchbooks, that'd be the perfect time to go through some of them. And it's just going to be extremely chaotic for the reason that I can't seem to like finish a sketchbook. I just draw on a bunch of different ones. Also, sometimes it's not that I don't finish them. I do. I have a bunch of finished ones. They're old and you won't be viewing them, and no one will be viewing them, not even me myself. But my good ones that I'm going to show you, the ones that I like and feel comfortable enough to show you at this point in time, they're all like half done, because sometimes I'm like, hey, now I want to do the tone tan paper. Now I want to do gouache, so I'm going to work on watercolor paper. Now I want to use this Royal Talens sketchbook because I'm into pencils right now. So I just use the paper that's going to work best with the tool that I'm using. And that just goes by whatever I feel like, you know? So I do work a lot in this sketchbook that I'm working in this video, so you'll definitely see some of that. I also have a smaller version of it, and I will show you that as well, and I'll show you some watercolor sketchbooks. I'm going to show you everything I can. There's also some marker paper ones, but just don't expect like a cohesive one sketchbook. Here we're going through it. I'm going to show you, like, it's going to be really chaotic and nonsensical, because the pages that aren't looking nice, like this one would be one I consider looks nice. The other ones are just, I draw on the back of other pages that have marker on them, and it's just a bunch of garbage, and sometimes it's literally just a bunch of lines to get my hand warmed up, so I will spare you the useless details of that, but we'll see how it goes, because I've never done one, and it won't be a voiceover. It'll be like I'm going through it and I'm talking on the video, so we can test the mic out on my camera, which I haven't done yet, so I'm excited about that too. And then the week after that, we'll probably do some fun Bigfoot, spooky in the forest, something or the other. And I would love to do something with ghosts as well, and I was thinking about a pumpkin house, like a house that is a pumpkin, and I was just, again, thinking about that big print that I made last year, and it made it in a big series. I don't know if you were following me last year on Instagram or TikTok, you'd see it was like a big thing, and I loved doing it so much. It was really, really fun for me. I did it all in pencil, black and white, and people were suggesting, like, it was a whole thing where people were suggesting what should be the next kind of house that we put on it, and I would love to do something like that again. And I would also like to do a winter themed one once it turns into November, like a, you know, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I was thinking a lot about that page recently, and I was thinking about it while I was doing this sketch page because it was kind of like a similar style, but I was doing it in color, and that was making me think, maybe I'll venture back in, dip my toes into something like that again for this year. It's not too late. I decided not to do Drawtober this year because it's, I just want to take a little break, you know? I did my Drawtober last year. I had so much fun doing it, but I think I just want to focus more on just doing my own drawings, and I don't want to get burnt out from doing too much stuff, and I got a couple things on the go right now, so I won't be doing Drawtober, but I'm definitely going to be watching it with everybody else and enjoying it just the same. Anyways, so do you guys like to watch Drawtober stuff? Or I always do the one that's hosted by Von Art. I've just been doing that for years, and I've just always had like so much fun doing it and watching, so I don't know, that's just the one I always pay attention to. Also the Mab Graves one. Look how blustery it is outside. This was August. Damn it! Talking too damn much. Missed the sound effect. Anyways, that was a pretty cool shot, don't you think? I wanted to show how windy it was outside while I was doing that. And I love a windy day. I'll tell you what. Not too windy though. Don't get crazy. Just like normal wind. Not a tornado. Calm down, weather. Good Lord. Did you see there's a new Twisters movie out? I swear to God, if I see Glenn Powell one more time on anything for the duration of this year, I'm gonna get so annoyed. I'm so sick of it. I don't get it at all. He was so good in Scream Queens, but that is just about it. Because that was like, I feel like his exact character he is in real life, and I don't want to be a hater, but let's be honest, he's a straight white man. We don't need to, I think he's okay, you know? It's just a little much. I'm upset because I watched The Hitman or whatever it was. It's on Netflix, and I just found it to be like the corniest thing ever. It made me cringe. And if there's one thing I hate, it's to cringe. I don't like it. It actually, like, I couldn't watch some parts of it because it was so cringy. And I'm not blaming Glenn. And I will watch Twisters because I want to see that, but it better be good because he's on the edge for me. But in Scream Queens, so good. He did such a good job in Scream Queens. It was perfect. And that is like one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. Scream Queens. It's so good. And you know what? It's right about time I start watching it again because this is usually when I watch it. And I've been watching, I can also watch Buffy now, and I've been watching Supernatural again. What a surprise. She likes Supernatural. Could anybody have seen that coming? So anyways, let's get back on track here. I'm doing the dragon. I love how it turned out. I was a little worried to do such a large, like long object and kind of make the shininess on it with the pencils. And I think it turned out awesome, and I love it so much. I love this whole page. It was a really great exercise. I encourage you to draw some fall items for fun and tag me in it, please, if you do. And then I just signed the corner. And of course, naturally I have to, because I'm extra. And this is sort of what it looks like at the end. Well, it's exactly what it looks like at the end, actually. Pissing myself off. There's my little mandrake baby. I did it through an acorn in there. Yeah. And I only used those pencils that you see there. And I think they were a perfect fall color scheme for me, and I'm definitely going to go back to using them. They've really turned me on to them. And so then to finish it off, I just did a quick little fixative spray to make sure that these dusty ass little pencils didn't get smudged after I closed the book on them. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!